Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of my Declutter series. If you're new to my channel, my name is Nat, and thank you all so much for joining me. In this video, we're going to go through my entire cheek product collection, including contours, bronzers, blushes, highlighters, and face palettes. I'm just going through my collection, getting rid of what's old, and maybe a few products that didn't quite work out for me. It's probably not going to be a massive declutter, because I'm just trying to reorganize and make room for the new products that I have. I hope you enjoy checking out my collection. Now let's get into it. Alright, now on to powder bronzers. I'm trying out a different view, because in editing the first declutter video, I thought it might be a better view for you guys if I faced this way. Okay, let's dig in. First up, this is quite new to me. It's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer, and mine is in the shade 300 Light Medium. This compact comes with a mirror on the bottom, I think. Yeah, a mirror on the bottom. And so far, I quite like it. I find it to be very soft and blurring. It's not patchy at all. The shade is buildable. And I do love this soft matte finish. And like I said, this is quite new to my collection, so I'm keeping this one for sure. Next up, we have the LYS powder bronzer. It's the No Limits matte bronzer, and I have mine in the shade Harmony. Medium is in brackets. I haven't used this one in quite a while, but I do recall liking it. I'm actually not super picky when it comes to powder bronzers, as long as they're not patchy, as long as they're not too orange. But yeah, this one I quite like, so I'm gonna hang on to it as well. Okay, check out this super, super old bronzer. Can't tell, but it was a MAC one. I'm pretty sure the shade was Golden Refined. I've hit pan. Like I said, it's super old. This one had a little bit of a sparkle to it, but not sparkle, if you know what I mean. A bit of a shimmer finish. But as you can see, this one was my favorite, and I used it for a long, long time, but it's super old, so it's time to get rid of it. Like, the compact is even broken. I might have just been hanging on to it for nostalgia or something like that. So this is going to be decluttered. And then speaking of MAC, here's another one. I think the difference between these two, maybe this one was like a holiday release or some kind of limited edition packaging. And this is the old school original powder bronzer. This one is in the shade Golden. I use this one quite a bit too. But this one, does this one have a bit of a sheen to it? I can't tell if that's leftover sparkle from the previous bronzer. But this one's also super old, so I'm going to get rid of it as well. Alright, and continuing on with MAC, we have here a mineralized skin finish. So it's not really a bronzer, but I think that because of the shade, I put it with my bronzers. The shade is So Salon. This is also super old. I think I barely used this one, but anyway, it's old, it's gotta go. Okay, I think this is another old MAC product. I can't even read the writing on it. I think it's an iridescent powder, and in the shade Golden Bronze. So same thing, even though it's an iridescent powder, it's probably meant to be more of like a highlighter in loose powder form, but because of the shade, I think I stuck it with the bronzers. Let's check this out. Oh wow, that's so pretty. I don't know why I didn't use it much. Because I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I only recently started getting into highlighters, so that's probably why. But then why did I purchase it? I don't know. Anyway, this is also super old, so it's time to get rid of it. Next, we have this little guy from Context. Hang on, I need my tweezers. Okay, let's try this again. So this one I think came in one of my Ipsy subscriptions. It's untouched. I think I'm gonna not necessarily declutter it, declutter it, but I'm going to put it aside. This is a matte bronzer in the shade Undisrupted. I'm going to put it aside and include it in my giveaway box. Now we have this Milani bronzer. I really like the shade of this one. This is in the shade O2 Sunkissed, and it's the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder from Milani. This one, I love the neutral tone. I love the way that it feels on the skin, and it's not patchy, it's super smooth, but my daughter actually stole this one from me. So this one is actually hers. So of course I have to hang on to this one. Alright, now we have the RMS Redimension Hydra Bronzer, and this is in the shade Tan Lines. This one is new to me this year. I absolutely love this formula. I put it in my favorites of 2025, although this product was not released in 2025, but this is the year that I finally tried it out. But it's just beautiful. It's got a nice natural sheen to it. Nothing too glowy, but super flattering. So of course I'm going to hang on to this one as well. I'm considering picking up the shade Malibu Muse. I'm undecided, but I think I do want to try it out eventually. Keeping this one. Oh wow, look at this. This is Stila. It's so old. I think I got this way back when I was in makeup school. Stila Sun Bronzing Powder, and this is in the shade number 2. I don't remember my thoughts on this one. Looks kind of orangey. But anyway, like I said, it's old, so I'm getting rid of it. Now we have a little mini bronzer from Too Faced. It's the Chocolate Soleil Matte Powder Bronzer. This one I love. I love to travel with it. It smells like chocolate. It's a nice neutral bronzer tone. It is quite buildable. But yeah, this was, did I say that already? This was in my favorites of 2025. Keeping this one for sure. And here we have another favorite of mine. This is new to my collection. I got it during the Sephora Savings event. It's the Hung Van Gogh Soft Blurring Bronzer in Hard Working. I love, love, love this bronzer. It blew me away. I instantly fell in love. The tone, the finish, it's super blurring. Although this swatch looks kind of patchy, but maybe it's because I've been wiping off my hand with moisture. So, but anyway, this one, seriously, this is one of my favorites. Hanging on to this for sure. What is this? I guess this is the brand Sugar. I am unfamiliar with the brand. This is also super old. Probably got it around the time of makeup school or my mid-20s, something like that. I do remember liking the shade of it. It's a bronzer and shimmer duo. So you have a matte side or a more matte side and the shimmery side. And I think I used to just like mix them all together. But yeah, this is super old. It needs to go. Okay, this is from Aether Beauty. I'm pretty sure Aether Beauty is no longer, but I have heard great things about their products. So I'm hanging on to this one. I got it in my Ipsy subscription. It's the Diffuse Reflections Bronzing Powder in the shade Aurora. It's marbled, similar to the Hourglass bronzers. I don't even know if I've actually put this on my face yet. So of course I'm hanging on to this one. Okay, this little guy is by Misha. I got this to do my full face of K-Beauty. It was so hard for me to find a contour or bronzer because Asians typically don't use bronzer, very little contour, although Koreans do contour. But the other Asians, like Chinese, like myself, they're not into any kind of darkness on the face. That's a very general statement, okay? Like I'm talking about actual people from China. Of course, the case is different for the Asians like myself that are born here in North America, but this is the Cotton Contour. And I remember it taking forever to build up and actually show up on my skin. I do appreciate the neutral tone though. But yeah, this one is more of a contour versus a bronzer. And yeah, that video is coming out soon. I don't necessarily like it because I find it too light for my skin tone, but I'm going to hang on to it because it's the only K-Beauty contour bronzer type product that I have. So I'm going to hang on to this one. All right, and now we have this little guy from Bobbi Brown. I think I got this as a sample or part of some Sephora gift set or something like that. I don't even have a shade name on the back. Although I didn't peel this. Maybe the shade name is underneath. Oh, yes, it is. It is just called the bronzing powder, and this is the shade Golden Light. I don't know if I've actually tried this on my face before, so I'm just going to hang on to it and see if I actually test it out this year. Now we have the Sephora contour powder. This is in the shade 02 Light to Medium. This one I remember liking. I haven't pulled it out in quite a while, but I got this at the same time that I got the contour cream, like the contour stick. That one I love. Oh, actually this is quite nice. Hanging on to this one. This is from Kosas. I know it's hard to open, so I'll have my tweezers here. This is the Sun Show bronzer, and in the shade Beachy. I remember quite liking it when I first got it. It's very soft, and it does have a sheen to it. So I wonder if that's why I stopped using it. I prefer things mainly matte, although I am venturing into more glowy things as I'm aging. So I'm going to hang on to this one and see if I actually use it this year. And now we have Makeup by Mario. It's the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector, and this is in the shade Medium. I need my tweezers. Okay, so this has the bronzer. It's a gradient, more matte bronzer on the bottom, and then it fades into a highlighter. You can either swirl it all together and use it that way, or you can just dip into each section separately and use it that way. I actually haven't used this in quite a long time, but this one and the cream soft sculpt, I forget what it's called, but the cream version, those are like amongst the first few products that I purchased when I was venturing back into makeup. So I'm going to hang on to this for now. This is the Buttermelt Bronzer by NYX. Man, I don't think I've used this. This is in the shade Butter Biscuit. I don't think I've actually tried it. Hold on, tweezers. Yeah. Like, why haven't I used this? Aside from swatching it, I don't think I've actually tried it on my face. So I'm going to hang on to it. Oh, it has a scent. Oh, it smells so nice. It smells like vacation. I'm going to hang on to it and try and get some use out of it this year. Now moving on to my Gucci bronzer. I love, love, love this packaging. Isn't it so cute? Okay, so this bronzer is in the shade 03, I guess, which I like the formula, but I found this bronzer to be kind of orangey on me. I'm still going to hang on to it and actually use it this year. I haven't picked it up in quite a long time. I'm also wondering if I should have got the second shade instead. Oops, I just dented it. I just wanted to show you guys that this component comes with a brush inside. It's still in the plastic. Obviously, I've never used it. But yeah, I'm hanging on to this mainly because it's Gucci and the packaging's cute, but I do want to encourage myself to actually use it this year. And here we have the bronzer from Givenchy, the Prism Leap bronzer powder, and mine is in the shade 002. This one is new to me, one of the newer bronzers that I picked up at the end of last year, and I love it. It's so soft, silky smooth, and buildable. But yeah, I'm hanging on to this one for sure. And lastly, we have from Fenty Beauty. This is the Sunstalker Face and Eye Bronzer Highlighter Palette. I don't know why this isn't in my face palette section. Maybe because it's mainly powder bronzers that I've barely touched. And I've also heard that the formula in each pan is actually slightly different than the full size of the powder bronzer. So you know what? I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to declutter this because obviously I haven't even touched it. And then I'll choose a shade I think that works for me in a full size of the powder bronzer because I have the cream version, which I love, but I have yet to try the actual powder version of bronzer from Fenty Beauty. So this is going to be a declutter as well. Let's grab my declutter bin. So out of 23 powder bronzers, I am decluttering 8. And here is a final shot of all of the powder bronzers that I'm keeping in my collection. Now on to cream and liquid contours and bronzers. This is the Patrick Ta Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo, and this is in the shade She's Sculpted. Out of the duo, I mainly use the cream contour. I love this shade. It's neutral. I don't know why I don't usually use the powder bronzer. I don't have a reason, but I'm hanging on to this one for sure. And here we have my favorite, my go-to, my most used, most reached for. This is the Fenty Cream Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer, and in the shade 05 Teddy. As you can see, mine is super used up, very well loved. Yeah, so I'm hanging on to it until it's done. Sorry, it's quite dirty. I do have a backup waiting when this is actually gone. But this one, mainly, I love the shade. I love how easily it blends out, how easy it is to work with. This is probably my favorite of all of these products. Hang on to this for sure. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer, and in the shade 2 Medium. I love this packaging. It's nice and big. At first when I got it, I honestly thought I purchased the powder version, but when I discovered it was cream, it's okay. I like cream bronzers. But this one, same thing. I like the tone. It's more on the neutral side. Just slightly more warm than the Teddy shade in the Fenty Beauty one. But yeah, this is another one that I reach for quite often. I love this one, so I'm hanging on to it. All right, this from Elizabeth Arden is super, super old. I don't even know why I still have it in my collection, but I've barely used it. Let's see. This is more of a body bronzer. Yeah, it's called the Sheer Body Bronzer. I got this like so long ago in my mid-20s, maybe early 20s. So super old. It's gotta go. All right. This is the Dior Contour Stick, and in the shade 03 Medium. I love this. Did I put this in my favorites video? I think so. I can't remember now. But yeah, the shade seems intense, but it's super easy to blend out. You just gotta take your time with it. Less is more, but a beautiful, beautiful product. Hanging on to this for sure. I just realized, how many times have I said for sure? I'm gonna try and not say that anymore. All right, here we have from Lunar Beauty, the Outer Dimension Bronzing and Sculpting Stick, and this is in the shade Medium Sky. I got this in one of my Ipsy subscriptions, and I was so happy because when this was launched, I looked into purchasing it, but you know, times are weird right now. Purchasing things from American websites is not difficult for us Canadians, but we have to pay extra duties upon arrival. So I was super happy to discover that this one was coming in my Ipsy subscription. This one is super, super emollient. It blends out really nicely. Another product that's really easy to work with. So I'm hanging on to this for sure because like I said, I just got it recently. I don't recall. Did I say for sure? Okay, next let's talk about this CL stick. It's the Sculpt and Protect SPF 50. It's the Sculpt and Protect SPF 30. Mine is in the shade 02 Medium. I really enjoyed this when I first got it. And then I don't know why, but I stopped using it, or I stopped reaching for it. I think it's time that I pull it out and start using it again, so I'm hanging on to it because I do remember liking this formula quite a bit. And the added SPF is a bonus. Okay, this NYX Wonder Stick, dual-ended face shaping stick. So one side is the contour. Wait, what shade is this? This is the shade Universal Light. Okay, so one end is the contour. The other side is a highlight. Oh, that's kind of pretty. I originally was going to declutter this for the bronzer side or the contour side, but I think I want to keep it now because now that I'm kind of into highlighters, that's quite pretty, don't you guys think? All right, I changed my mind. I'm going to keep this. Maybe I should put it with my highlighters though, so I'll use it as such. All right, now we have Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, and this is in the shade Medium. So this is what I was talking about in the powder section. This is the cream version. It's very sheer. It is buildable though. So I'm going to hang on to it because I do like this one. Okay, here's another super old MAC product. I don't even know if they have these anymore. I don't even know what the product is called. Oh, it's a bronzing stick, and this is in the shade Bronze Ray. Look, I don't think I've even used it really. Same thing, I got this way back when, probably when I was still in makeup school or around that time. It's super metallic though. So I don't even know how that would translate as an actual bronzer, but I'm decluttering this because it's super old. Another super old product, it's by Bobbi Brown, and this is the bronzing stick, and in the shade Medium 2. Again, super old. This looks like it's on the warm side, kind of warm. It's being decluttered, and I can smell it from here. I don't even know why I have this still in my collection. Because, I mean, of course, over the years, I've gone through my makeup. I've decluttered a bunch of things. And even since I got back into makeup, I've decluttered multiple times. I usually give things to my niece. And speaking of that, hi Finley, if you're watching. Okay, let's talk about these ones. These are Fenty contour sticks. No, these are Fenty match sticks. Sorry. Match sticks, matte contour, skin stick. I have the shade 04 Truffle, this one, and then the shade Swedish. I think I prefer Swedish. This is Truffle. Truffle is a bit warm. A bit too warm for me. And deeper. So I think, you know what? I'm going to get rid of Truffle. Because, yeah, see, look, that's quite warm. And I prefer the shade Swedish. So I'm going to hang on to Swedish. And this isn't old. This is just from swiping it on my face. Foundation. Keep declutter. Let's take a look at my Dibs sticks. These are dual-ended. What are they called? Okay, I forget what they're called. This is the matte one or the non-shimmery one. This is the shimmery one. Okay, so this is in the shade 3. The bronzer is Spill the Tea, and the blush is Full Deets. That's the blush. I store them with my bronzers, mainly because I have more space in my bronzer section. But this is the bronzer. I remember really liking it. I think I only used it one time though. It's very emollient, very easy to blend out. And the shade is a little bit more on the neutral side, which I prefer. But you know what? Since we're here, I know we're not doing blush just yet, but I'll show you guys a quick swatch of the blush. Also really like this shade. Hanging on to this one. And now for the shimmery one. I have it This duo is called Starlit. I don't think there's separate names for the blush. Is it a blush or a blush lighter? Here, let's show you quickly. That's pretty, right? Okay, and now for the bronzer side. Ooh, this tone I really, really like. So yes, of course I'm keeping this. It's also new to my collection. Here's another stick foundation by LYS. It's the No Limits bronzer stick, and in the shade Harmony. I remember liking this quite a bit too when I first got it. And then, you get caught up trying out new things, other products, but I do like this one a lot. Same thing, it's very emollient, very easy to blend out. So I'm going to keep this one. Here is a mini size of the Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick. This is in the shade Truffle. I like the formula, but I find Truffle to be a bit warm on me. I might consider picking up, what is it, the shade Biscuit? I want to try the shade Biscuit, I think. But for now, I am going to hang on to it just because it's cute. I like the formula. Maybe I'll try it out again this year. But mainly it's because it's Westman Atelier, and it's still good for now. So I'm keeping it. All right, here we have another little stick contour. This is from Ace Beauté, Sculpt and Define Contour Stick, and in the shade Light. This came in one of my Ipsy subscriptions. A nice, light, very neutral contour. I think I tried this out one time, and I remember quite liking it, so I'm going to hang on to it. The only thing I don't like is this doesn't snap closed. So sometimes I find it partially open or completely off. That's the only thing I don't like about this package, but the formula inside is nice. All right, now we have from Sachu the Contour Stain, and mine is in the shade 03 Giving Drama. The only thing I don't like about it, I hate these sponge tips. I wonder if we can, oh, there is still some left in the sponge. I want to use this some more this year. Because when I did use it, I recall quite liking this formula. It's a nice shade on me too. Speaking of sponge tips, here are two that also come in a sponge tip form. This one is the Tarte Sculpt Tape Contour, and in the shade Cool Bronze. I wonder if this will swatch as well. Kind of. This one I really like. I like the tone. It's easy to blend out, easy to work with, but again, I really am not a fan of these sponge tips. Or this whole kind of component, I don't like it. But I like the product, so I am going to hang on to it. And then this is the original Hollywood Contour Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Medium Deep. This one I also remember quite enjoying. See, this one is cooler because it's Cool Bronze. This one wasn't too warm though. It's just at the cusp for me, I think. But I'm going to hang on to it because I do like the formula. Okay, this is from Natasha Denona. I got this one earlier last year. I love this formula. It's more of like a gel kind of formula. I find the tone to be very interesting. Like, I don't think I have anything else this tone, this shade in my collection. A little goes a long way. But yeah, this one is beautiful. I quite like this. And I just got it earlier last year, so I'm going to hang on to it. This is the Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour from e.l.f. This is the shade Light Medium. Super pigmented. Much like the Camo Blush, Camo Liquid Blush. Of course, because it's a contour, it's on the cooler side. But I do like this one, so I'm going to hang on to this. And lastly, we have, this is not a bronzer, really. It's the Forever Glow Maximizer by Dior. This is just the shade Bronze. I think I use it like a cheek topper, that kind of thing. The couple times that I did use it. But it's so pretty. Look at that. Beautiful. And I did get this closer to the end of last year, so I'm going to hang on to this. Wait, what is this? Oh, I think this is the cap for my CL bronzer. Let's see. No. All right, it's for something, but I don't know what. Bringing back the declutter bin. So out of 24 total cream bronzers, I'm decluttering 4. And here is the final shot of the cream / liquid bronzer / contours that I'm keeping in my collection. Now on to cream and liquid blushes. Let's start off with this little container. We have these wand things again. I was just saying how I don't like the sponge tip applicator. This one is from What's Up Beauty. Matte liquid blush in the shade Heirloom. This one, okay, the tip is dried out, so I can't swatch it for you. All right, the tip is completely dried out. I've been pushing for a bit now and I can't get any out. I wonder if I have to remove the tip. Okay, that's a project for another day, but I do like this formula and shade, so I'm going to hang on to it and see if I can get it to work again without the sponge tip. Here's another sponge tip. This is the Tarte Blush Tape, and in the shade Peach. I remember liking this one too. Is this one, see, this one's not dried out. This peach shade, it's pretty, but it is shimmery, so I have to be careful with my texture. But I remember liking it when I tried it out, so I'm going to hang on to it and gather some final thoughts on this product. And then here we have the original matte blush beauty wand from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is in the shade Pillow Talk. This one I love. I love, love, love it. I really just wish it didn't come in this delivery system, but this one, I love the shade. I love a matte blush, but it's not a flat matte, you know what I mean? Probably because it's liquid. But yeah, I'm hanging on to this one. Here we have from Huda Beauty. I think this is the only shade I have in this formula. It's the blush filter and in the shade Latte. Perfect for fall, not just fall. I don't always stick to colors for seasons. I usually just grab what I like or what I'm feeling. Hanging on to this one. Again, I don't know how much I'm actually going to get rid of. All right, this is a newer one to my collection. It's from Too Faced. It's the Cloud Crush Whipped Lip and Cheek color. This is in the shade Milk and Cookies. It's very blurring. It's kind of that moussey type formula. But yeah, I really like this one as well. Okay, here's one that I know I'm going to get rid of. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand in the shade Magic Hour. I like the shade. It's just too shimmery and it's quite old. Yeah, that's way too metallic for my cheeks. Not that I'm opposed to metallics or shimmer. It's my pores. It's my texture. And this product really emphasizes that. So I'm going to declutter this one. I had this one in a few other shades, but before they got old, I actually gave them to my niece. Here we have from NYX Sweet Cheeks Soft Cheek Tint Blush Mousse, and in the shade Nude Tude. Same thing, I haven't pulled this out in quite a long time, but I remember liking this. A perfect nude blush. If you guys don't know this about me, I generally prefer nude cheeks and nude-ish lips because I like to have the focus of my makeup on my eyes. But this is still good, so I'm going to keep this one and try and get more use out of it. All right, these are the CL blushes, the Blush and Protect SPF 50. I love this formula so much. We have it in the shade Bahati. This shade is quite popular. And then we have the shade, this one is actually my favorite. This is the shade Kirsty. It's just a touch more nude, which is why it's probably my favorite. And I decided to get a fun color. This is the shade Giselle. Although I still haven't actually used this one on my cheeks, but look how bright and fun that is. I'm keeping all three. And then e.l.f. Liquid Camo Blush. This is in the shade Going Orange. I think I got kind of like a fuchsia one as well, but I gave that to my niece. She was over a little while ago, and I let her go through my makeup, and she usually just chooses whatever she likes. I want to try this. I still haven't tried it yet, so hanging on to this one. Same product, different shade. This is Dusty Rose. Dusty Rose. These blushes are super pigmented, but they do blend out nicely. And then this one is Suave Mauve, but I don't say mauve, I say mauve. But for the shade name, it doesn't really sound good if you say Suave Mauve. It doesn't flow, right? But look how pretty that shade is. All right, now we have two from Milani. These are the Cheek Kiss liquid blushes. One is in the shade Wine Glow, and this is Nude Flush. See, a nice nude. Wait a minute. Oh, I think this one's bad now. So I'm going to declutter this because I caught a whiff and it doesn't smell too good. This is just to show you guys, it's the shade, way too much came out. These are a good product though. Like, I enjoyed working with them when I did. But yeah, they're old. So it's time to go. Now I'm just going to clean off my hands quickly. Okay, next we have another mini from Westman Atelier. This is the Baby Cheeks Blush Stick and in the shade Petal. One of their most popular shades. I've been meaning to get other shades in this formula just to try out, but as you can see, I have a ton of blushes, so that's usually what prevents me from buying more blush, especially ones that are on the pricier side. But I do like this shade and formula. I just haven't used it, but spring's coming soon-ish, so I'm going to hang on to it and try and get more use out of it. This is from Glossier. It's the Cloud Paint Seamless Cheek Color and in the shade Storm. I got this in one of the Sephora favorites. And I remember at first being kind of intimidated by the color, but it actually blends out very nicely. So I'm going to hang on to it. Here we have a baby little sample from Hourglass. It's the Unreal Blush, Liquid Blush. I got this when I purchased the palettes, I think. This is in the shade Scene. I'm happy to have it in this little guy, mainly because the full size comes in that dropper that I don't like, very similar to the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin water powder something, that primer that I like, but I hate the component and the delivery system. So the full size of this blush comes in that style, which I don't like. I have yet to try this on my face though. So of course I'm going to hang on to it. Oh wow, that's pretty. Now we can take this guy out. Now we have from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the stick blush in the shade Peach Caramel. I love this shade. It's a bit on the deeper side for what I usually prefer, but blended out, which it blends out easily, beautifully. It's so pretty. Sometimes when I want a bit of warmth on my cheeks, this is what I reach for. Keeping this guy. And then I have a couple of the Rare Beauty blushes, the Soft Pinch liquid blushes that are super pigmented. This is the shade Encourage. I feel like I had a couple of other shades, but same thing. Whenever I let my niece go through my makeup, she usually picks out fun colors. But look how pretty that is. Hanging on to this one. This is in the shade Virtue. I think Virtue is the peachier one. Yeah, but look, that's so pretty too. I have two House Labs. This is the Color Fuse Glassy Blush Balm, sorry. This one is in Glassy Hibiscus. I love this shade. I quite like this formula too. It is balmy, but I set my whole face, so these super sticky or tacky kind of products that people usually don't like if they don't set down, it doesn't really bother me because I kind of powder my whole face. But look at how pretty that shade is. I think I wanted to pick up the new colors that were released later, like the last half of last year, like the ones that are a little bit more deeper, browner, but I have yet to do so. But I'm hanging on to this one. This shade I got, I think, was it last Christmas when we were in LA? Some gift set was on sale. So you got this and a powder blush. This one is Glassy Pitaya. It's kind of bright, but I don't really have a shade like this in my collection, so I'm going to hang on to it. And I've actually never tried it on my cheeks yet, which I plan to do so. Here we have a couple of Juvia's Place blushes. This is Soft Tulip. I quite like this formula. A nice little kind of peachy pink or warm pink. And then this one is Lily Love. Is it terracotta-y? On the terracotta side. Terracotta brown. Another kind of deeper, more interesting shade than a nude for me. I'm keeping both. Okay, these two are new to my collection. They're from MAC. They're the Strobe Beam Liquid Blush. I have two shades. This is Ice Gleam. They're really pretty on the cheeks. And this one is Starlight. I had to talk myself out of getting even more shades. MAC recently had another 30% off the entire website sale. And my friend Christy and I were both saying like, okay, we don't need any more makeup, right? Talk us both out of utilizing that 30% off sale. And I think we both succeeded. But I'm keeping these because, like I said, they're new to my collection. Here's something we can declutter. Another super old Bobbi Brown product. It's a blush stick, probably. Cream blush stick, yeah. And this is in the shade Tawny. I do love this shade though. So when I go through all of my decluttered products, I need to mark down that if I can pick up something similar in this shade, I will do so. But look, that's like a perfect cheek color for me. All right, continuing on with sticks. I have two blush sticks from ColourPop. I don't even think I've tried these yet. That's right, I haven't, because I have a plan to do a full face of ColourPop, which I haven't gotten around to. I've got lots to do. This one is in the shade 25-8. Is that a play on 24/7? I don't know. But look how pretty that shade is. Keeping this guy. This shade is Under Pressure. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Huh. I don't even remember buying a shade like this. But keeping this, and I'm going to really make an effort to try these out. Look how pretty. Okay, all right, continuing on with blush sticks. This is untouched, I think. Yeah, like I didn't even swatch it. This is I'm Delicious JX, the 3-in-1 stick. You know what? Maybe I will declutter this one. I'll not declutter it. I'm going to put it aside and possibly put it in my giveaway. I don't know when I'm going to do a giveaway. I just want to do a giveaway. Okay, wait. Let's carry on with things that are in stick form. Okay, this is also super old. Wait, this is a bronzing stick. What is it doing in here? Maybe because of the shade? Oh, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm decluttering it because it's super old and it's quite metallic. It would definitely emphasize my pores. This is going. Here we have from Hourglass. I don't know what the product name is called though, but it's a blush stick and in the shade Devoted. This was so kindly gifted to me by my friend Sarah. Revamp and Radiate over here on YouTube. I want to get more use out of this. So I'm hanging on to this one. This isn't a stick. I think this has a doe foot. It's from Focaler, I think. If you know how to say the name, you please let me know. I think it's a brand from China, but I purchase things from Asia on YesStyle. This is Hangover Red Wine Blusher, and in the shade Sherry. No, it still smells okay. That's an interesting shade, right? Okay, let's hang on to it and try and get some use out of it. Okay, these two are actual stains, so I'm going to hold off to swatch them until the end maybe. And everything else that we have is in pot or compact form. But let's start off with this. This was in my favorites of 2025. It's the Morphe Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio and in the shade Sunset Swim. I love this product so much. It blends out super nicely. It's a very low price point, super affordable. You get 2 cream products and 1 powder product. This shade combination in particular is my favorite, but the formula is also awesome. I did pick up a different shade, but I haven't tried it out yet because I'm saving that for my full face of Morphe. But this is an awesome cheek product. Okay, here I have 2 Merit blushes, Flush Bombs. This is in the shade Cheeky. I think this one came in, again, one of those Sephora favorites collections. And I remember trying it and quite liking the formula. So then I decided to pick up another shade. This is the shade Bespoke. I think I prefer this shade out of the 2. It's a bit more mauvey. All right, now we have from Lawless, Pinch My Cheek Soft Blur Cream Blush. This is in the shade Angel. Same thing, I think I got this in one of the Sephora favorites collections. I feel like this was okay. It didn't blow me away, but I also quite enjoyed it. It is kind of blurring though. So I'm going to hang on to it. And here we have a little palette from Laura Geller. This came in one of my Ipsy subscriptions. Made to Multitask Eye Lip Cheek Palette in Think Pink. But it came broken. Like this powder highlighter came completely smashed, so I had to dump it. And then these 2 shades in cream formula. Obviously, I preferred this one, I think. But I think I'm going to declutter this. Yeah, I'm going to declutter this. Here we have another little cheek palette from, what is the brand name again? Alamar. Viva las Chicas. And this palette is in the shade Fair Light. In this cheek palette, you get the nude base, a bright pop, and a glitter transformer. And I remember quite liking this, so I think I'm going to hang on to it and try and get more use out of it. Wait, I just saw we have some Patrick Ta over here. And just for blinding prevention, let's talk about these ones so we can put them off to the side. I'm going to keep both. These are the Double Take Cream and Powder Blush Duos. This one is in the shade She's So LA. It's my favorite. It's my go-to for so long. This one, unlike the bronzer compact or the bronzer duo, I do use both of them, but obviously I go through the cream faster than I go through the powder. But I love, love, love this one. Hang on to it. And then this shade is She's Seductive. I think it's on the mauvey side. Yeah. I need to use this one more often. Look how pretty. Hanging on to this one as well. These were my favorite for so long. When I got back into makeup, like post-COVID lockdown times, these cream blushes were the first ones, I think, one of the first ones that I picked up to try out, and I love this formula. This one is in the shade Riri. Keeping this one. This one is Rosé Latte. Oh, yeah. This one was one of my favorites. I'm actually keeping all of these. I'm just watching them to show you guys. This one, oh, this was my first introduction into orangey type makeup. This is Fuego Flush. Like, look. Who would have thought that I would enjoy this on my cheeks? The only thing is that it has a bit of a sparkle in it, which mostly I don't mind. And this, even though it's shiny, got a bit of sparkle to it, it does not emphasize my pores, which I appreciate. And then we have the shade Strawberry Drip. This one came in one of the favorites, I think, or something like that. But yeah, this is quite pink for my liking, but sometimes I get into a mood where I want to push myself out of my comfort zone. So I like to have options in case I am in one of those moods where I want to try to actually have color on my cheeks. Oh, and these were the other cream blushes that I tried out when I first got back into makeup. It's by Danessa Myricks, and it's the, what are these called? I can't remember. They have a name, don't they? Anyway, Yummy Skin something. This one is in the shade Jubilee. The blushes also have the Upsolite technology. Jubilee is kind of on the terracotta side. Hanging on to this one. And this shade is Rosen Brunch. I love this formula. I haven't used it in quite a while, so I'm going to hang on to it and encourage myself to get more use out of them. Alright, this one is from Say. It's the Glow Sculpt. It's kind of new to my collection. This came in one of my Ipsy subscriptions. This is in the shade Quartz Glow. Pretty, right? I guess this is more of a highlighter or like a blush topper kind of situation. But yeah, hang on to this because, like I said, it's quite new to my collection. Oh, wait, here. This is another cream blush formula that I started out with. This is the Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil by Makeup by Mario, and this is in the shade Rose Crush. I remember liking these. I just haven't pulled them out in quite a while. And they still smell okay, so I'm going to hang on to it. And then same thing, I got this one in one of the favorites collections or sets. Sorry, this is in the shade Pinch Me Pink. It's kind of quite pink for my liking, but you never know. My taste might change throughout the year. So I'm hanging on to this as well. This is K-Beauty, Holika Holika in the shade Nuts Jelly. It's the Jelly Dough Blusher. Oh my goodness, this was my favorite for quite a while. It has a little poof, but I don't use it. It's kind of stuck in there. No, gross. Anyway, this shade and formula, I love. I just got a hair in it, sorry. It's another one of those nude type colors for me. But yeah, I love this one. Okay, we have a couple of Melt products. This is the Cream Blush Light and in the shade Honey Thief. Pretty, right? This one is Pinched. Oh, I've never really swatched them side by side. They're more similar than I thought. But I'm keeping both. Next we have a few LYS blushes. This is the Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush. This is in the shade Self Love. I love these ones too. And this is like a berry shade. This one is Kindness, more on the peachy side. And this one is Confident. More mauvey, like a warm mauve. But yes, I'm keeping all three. Okay, this from Stila, super old, convertible color in the shade Magnolia. This is so cute though. And I think I hung on to it because, again, just for memories, this is from the time when I was just out of makeup school, in makeup school. I really like this shade though. So this is one of those ones where I gotta note down the shade and see if Stila has something similar nowadays. I haven't purchased anything from Stila in quite a long time, probably since these days. But look at that shade. I love it. Okay, this is from Bobbi Brown. It is the Pot Rouge for lips and cheeks and in the shade Powder Pink. I love this too, so I'm keeping it. It's not super pink, it's more on the nudie side or a bit warm, right? But I love it, so I'm keeping it. We have one now from Milani. It's the Cheek Kiss Cream Blush, and this is in the shade Nude Kiss. I remember quite liking this as well. Oh, that was so smooth to glide on. So we're keeping this one as well. I haven't used it in so long. Okay, let's check out these About Face blushes. They're the Cheek Freak Blush Balm. This is the shade Score, a purple. I think I only have one other purple blush in my collection, so I'm hanging on to this one. I do like the formula. This one is in the shade Shagged. Like with this formula, the colors are bright and vibrant, but because it's a balm, they sheer out pretty nicely. So it makes them more wearable. And then we have this one is the shade Quickie. See? Pretty, right? Hanging on to all three of them. Here we have from MAC. It's the Glow Play Cushiony Blush and in the shade True Harmony. I love this. It feels so velvety, smooth. And look at this shade. Another nude. I love this shade so much. I love the formula. Hanging on to it for sure. I just got it recently. Oh, and I think I even picked up another shade at some point, but I don't think I've unboxed it yet. This is from Fui. It's one of those pot blushers, the moussey kind of blurring pots. What shade is this? I don't know how to say it. It's just STH. See, like it's squishy. See how blurring that is? I tried this again in the K-Beauty video that's coming out at some point. Hang on to this. I think I also want to try out a couple other shades. Again, I'll do that at some point. Here we have my Natasha Denona High Blush Cloudy Cream Cheek Duo in the shade Fresh Mauve. I really like this formula. Some people don't, or they think it's overhyped, or they don't see what's so great about the product, because I think some people think it's on the pricier side. I don't always pay attention. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I don't always pay attention to price points. But look how pretty that is. I love this. Here we have another product that I used to use for my eyelash glue. I couldn't get it off, sorry. So this is from Forever 28. It's Beach Please Buildable Luminous Color for Cheeks and Lips. This is the shade Magic Hour. This was my favorite for quite a while. I couldn't stop using this. But you know what? This is old. I know that it's old. It smells old. Tower 28 isn't so expensive. It's more on the affordable side, so I'm going to make a note to pick up a new one and possibly some other shades because I do like this formula. Look at that. Okay, so this is going into Declutter, but I am going to repurchase it. All right, now we have from my Adventure Time collection by Lethal Cosmetics. This is, I didn't realize it at the time, or maybe I did, but I just didn't have much experience with a pH balancing type blush. This is the Marceline Cream Blush. It's black. It's like a black balm. But then it turns real pink real fast. Okay, maybe not that fast on my hand. I wonder if it reacts to heat because my hands are super cold right now. But when I was putting this, see, it's starting to go. When I put this on my cheeks, man, it was like, it just kept getting pinker and pinker as the video went on. And then my mom told me I looked like a baboon. But I do like it. I think it's fun. I don't have anything else in my collection. And if you guys didn't catch my Adventure Time bundle unboxing and videos where I'm trying the products out on my face, Adventure Time is special to our family. My kids loved the show when they were little. We used to watch it. See, there we go. It keeps turning more and more pink. So you just gotta be mindful with something like this. Less is more. Anyway, I'm hanging on to this. Okay, this one is Lumpy Space Princess Blush. I thought they were powder, but it turns out they're cream to powder, I think. Regardless, the formula is great. Super soft and pretty. Hanging on to this one. This is Princess Bubblegum. A very wearable pink. Like it looks super bright, but it's nice and soft and very wearable. And then we have another orange one. This is the Flame Princess Blush. This one is quite orange, so less is more. But again, it blends out nicely, so not too worried. Okay, finally we have the cheek stains from Satchu. This one is in the shade O2 I'm Playful. But again, same thing, I hate sponge tips. That's so pretty, right? And then this one is O3 I'm Guilty. A lot more cool tone. Super pigmented, but they blend out very nicely. I'm keeping both. All right, out of 73 cream and liquid blushes, I'm getting rid of 9. And here is a final shot of everything that I'm keeping in my collection. Now on to powder blushes, but first, confession time. I actually already filmed for about 40 minutes before I realized that my camera wasn't recording. I had to take a break to go have lunch with my daughter. I came back and just wanted to get right back into it and forgot to turn my camera on. So let's do this again. But obviously for you guys, this is the first go at it. Let's start off with this RMS Beauty blush. It's the Redimension Hydra Powder Blush, and mine is in the shade Maiden's Blush. Hang on, I need my tweezers. All right. This is what it looks like. I fell in love with this formula. I tried this earlier last year, and I don't know what took me so long. I keep forgetting. I need to swatch on the other hand. But look at that. It's so flattering on the cheeks. I think I want to pick up the other shade called Crystal Slipper, but I'm not in any hurry to do so. I might wait for a sale or something like that, but this is an amazing, amazing blush. I'm keeping this one. Here we have the Singe Beauty blushes. They're called Evocative Silk Blush. I love, love, love these ones. These are normally colors that I wouldn't choose, but I got these as a full set. So starting off is my favorite shade. It's called Persistent Persimmon. These colors are just so flattering on the cheeks. Next we have Riveting Rhubarb. They really are silky. Super soft, velvety to the touch, but pretty, right? This one is Timid Tomato. And I normally wouldn't opt for a red shade of blush, but this one really is so wearable that it's made me kind of curious to try out other brands' red blushes, just for comparison, because I'm nosy. I'm nosy about things. And the last one so far, I think she's coming out with more shades maybe later this year, but the last one in the original set is Risky Raisin. Let's see, they're so pretty. Keeping all of these. I'm trying to do all the ones that have a bit of a reflect so it doesn't blind you for much longer. So let's check out my two blushes from ColourPop. These are the Super Shock ones. This one is the matte finish, and this one is the pearlized. This one is in the shade Growth Flirt. I haven't actually tried these formulas out on my face yet. I got these because I have plans for a full face of ColourPop, which I haven't gotten around to. I've got lots of work to do on my videos this year. That's not so pigmented, hey? Is that normal? This is my first experience with the Super Shock blushes, so I don't really know what to expect. I guess it's buildable. Okay. And this is the shiny one. Wait, in the shade Drop of a Hat. This one feels creamier. Pretty shade though. Keeping both of these. Here we have a few cotton blushes by Misha. I picked these up on YesStyle at some point when there was some sale, but there always seems to be a sale on YesStyle. This is in the shade Ballet Shoes. I don't think the two lighter ones show up on my skin tone. I got these before I planned to do a K-beauty video. So I didn't buy these ones specifically for that video. I think I just wanted to test out the formula, but yeah, this one, the Ballet Shoes, is quite light. And then this one is in the shade Mandarin Aid. These are pretty soft feeling. This one barely shows up too. All right, this one is Mama's Camel Coat. This one shows up. It's got a bit more pigment. And then this one is Vintage Robe. Oh, that has a bit more pigment as well. Okay, I'm going to hang on to the two somewhat deeper ones and get rid of the two lighter ones. All right, let's continue on with K-Beauty, or Asian Beauty anyway. Because Peri-Pera is Korean, but I think there's another brand that is actually from China. But Peri-Pera Pure Blushed Sunshine Cheek. The translations don't always come across, because in Chinese specifically, and maybe it's the same with Korean, but things are usually said in what English-speaking people think is backwards. But wait, this is the shade Milky Peach. Wait, I didn't even clean off my hand. One moment. All right, let's try this again. So this is Milky Peach. Oh, wow. That's light. And this one is in Yakgwa Brown. Let's see if these are buildable. I think I like this tone better. I'm going to keep this one and get rid of this one. This one is super cute. It's from Etude. Also purchased on Yes Style. Comes with a really cute puff that I don't use. And let's see. Let's check this shade. Another super light one. All right, I'm going to keep this one just because it's cute, and I don't even know if I've actually tried this on my face. Okay, I think these are the last two from Yes Style. This one is, they're from Follaker. I don't know how to say it. If you guys know, please let me know. This is in the shade 501, and it's called the Perfection Velvet Blush. Oh, this one has quite a bit of pigment, eh? That's quite nice. I actually want to get this on my cheeks. I'm going to save this one. Okay, and this one is in the shade, right, it's numbers, there's no name. This is 102. Oh, this one's quite pigmented as well. Okay, we'll hang on to these ones and try and get some use out of them this year. Here's my Gucci blush. Same thing as the bronzer. I love this packaging. Isn't it so cute? This is the shade Rosy Beige. I haven't used this in quite a while. I need to pull it out and get some more use out of it. So with all of the swatching and cleaning of my hands, my knuckles are a little bit raw. That's why they're a little bit red. They have a tendency to crack open in the wintertime, but mainly it's because I'm a hairstylist. My hands take a beating. Anyway, this is the Gucci blush. Pretty, right? Keeping this one. Now let's talk about the YSL Make Me blushes. This one is in the shade 06. I think the name is Rose Haze. It's interesting. They don't have the shade names, just the numbers on the back. Oh, so pretty. And then this one I got more recently. It's the newer shade number 23, but this one I can't remember what the name is called at all. I guess these two are pretty close in shade. This one's just a tiny bit deeper. But yeah, both lovely, super cute packaging. I'm hanging on to both. Okay, before we get to these NYX blushes, I was using this one to cover this guy because it's reflective and I didn't want it to blind you guys too badly. So these are Pure Nude Baked Blushes by Essence. This one is in the shade 07 Cool Coral. I haven't used these in a while. But when I first got them, I was quite impressed by the formula. And especially the price point. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly how much they are, but it's like a few dollars. Look at how pretty that is. Keeping this one. This one is in the shade Pretty Peach. Oh, look at how pretty this is. Yes, I definitely need to pull these out more. Now on to the NYX blushes. Alright, so these are the Buttermelt blush. Same thing, I haven't gotten enough use out of these guys since I got them. This one is in the shade For the Butter. This one's kind of intense, but I think that's why I chose it. I think I picked these up at the same time as the cream blushes from About Face, and I really wanted to encourage myself at that point to try different colors of blush, see if I like it, because I know my preference is nude, but sometimes we all need a little push outside of our comfort zone, and that's what I was attempting to do. I'm going to keep it and hope that I actually get around to using it or trying it out this year. This one is in the shade Getting Butter. This one is a shimmering rose. Oh, this one is a soft mauve. Soft mauve. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, shimmering rose. Wow, that's bright. But pretty. Hanging on to this one as well. Okay, now we have one that's more up my alley. Although this one is labeled as a shimmering terracotta, it's Feeling Butter. Just judging by the packaging, I thought it was going to be like a nude. But wow, I didn't get a nude. Maybe there is no nude option in these blushes. All right, and the last one we have is a Vivid Orange Had Butter. Wow, that is orange, hey? Ooh, interesting. I wonder if this one is too orange on the cheeks? I don't know. Would this work on the eyes? Things to discover. Okay, I'm keeping this one as well. Now we have Flower Beauty. Flower Beauty is no longer, which is too bad, but nothing is forever. These are the Flower Pots Powder Blush. This one is in the shade Warm Hibiscus. Oh, that's pretty. I don't even know if I've actually tried this on my actual cheeks yet. And then this one is in the shade Sweet Pea. Aw, Sweet Pea. That's what my husband used to call me when we were dating and when we were first married. And then we had our daughter. Then he started calling her Sweet Pea. And then the odd time nowadays when he calls me Sweet Pea, he calls me the OG Sweet Pea, so OGSP. That's pretty. Have I even tried this one? I don't recall. Pretty tones though, hey? Alright, I'm keeping both, even though, yes, I know the brand is no longer, but I'm not one of those channels yet. I'm not one of those channels that gets rid of everything out of my collection just because they're no longer purchasable. Because again, this is my personal collection and I really do want to try these shades out. Oh no, I'm running out of real estate. Okay, so this is the Milani blush, the Rose Powder blush in Romantic Rose. This one I have tried. I know I like it. It's a nice nude. Surprise, surprise. Keeping this one for sure. I'm back to saying for sure. Okay, I gotta remember to work on that. Oh, let's get rid of this thing. Look, there's tape all over it because that's how old it is. Do any of you guys own a super old NARS blush and have the experience where the whole thing kind of just got really sticky and you can't touch it, you can't clean it? It's kind of gross. I don't even know why I hung on to this. This is, like I said, super, super old, and I got the shade Crazed. Like, when am I going to wear a blush like this? Blended out, it's quite pretty, though. But yeah, this looks like bruising or an injury, in my opinion. But in the future, in the near future, I do want to try out some NARS powder blushes and maybe a bronzer. We'll see. But I'm getting rid of this guy. This is from back in my makeup school days, just out of makeup school days. Which, if you're new to my channel and you don't know this about me, when I refer back to my makeup school days or just out of makeup school days, that's talking about the early 2000s. So yes, super, super old. Okay, this guy is covering this one in case it's blinding. Who remembers the brand Cargo? Same thing, super, super old. This is in the shade Echo Beach. It's one of those multicolored ones where you can just use this or this or this or this or swirl it all around. But yeah, this product is so old. Looks like I didn't get much use out of it, so we're gonna get rid of this one. Even though, like, this whole container, all the things that I'm decluttering because of age, they're all nostalgic memories of that time in my life. But that's the beauty of memories. You have them. You don't need actual physical things to remind you of them. That's what I'm trying to tell myself anyway. All right, these are some Maybelline Fit Me blushes. One of them is it this one? I think so. I have to be careful when I'm opening it because it arrived damaged not fully damaged, but just slightly out of the pan. Ugh, and I'm making it worse. You know what? I think I'm going to declutter this one. It's not like it's the only blush that I have, and it's relatively, compared to everything else, on the less expensive side, so I can always repurchase it in the same shade, because I don't want to have to baby a product now that I have the collection that I have. Alright, and this one is in the shade Mauve. These are pretty sheer, hey? Maybe sheer but buildable? I don't remember. Like, I don't remember how I felt about them when they were on my face. I'll hang on to this one, and this one is from Revlon in Rosy Rendezvous. This one I like, if I remember correctly. A nice soft neutral pink, nudish pinkish. But yeah, this one I like. I'm going to hang on to it. This one is from Glossier. It's the Cloud Paint Plush Blush, and mine is in the shade Gale. This is newer to my collection. I quite like it. A perfect nude shade, another nude shade for me. It's so velvety smooth. Look at that. Hanging on to this one. Here we have two of the Haus Labs Color Fuse Blush. This one is in Hibiscus Haze and Fire Moon. Hibiscus Haze is one of the ones that I got with the Balm Stick as a gift duo. But I've never actually tried this shade on my face. It's about time I did. This one I love, Fire Moon, one of my favorites. I'm keeping both. Here we have the Hung Van Gogh Very Beautiful Velvet Blush. This is in the shade Born from Beauty. I love this. I love this blush so much. It's so soft, silky, velvety, hence the name, and it just looks gorgeous on your cheeks. This one's newish to my collection, so of course I'm keeping it. Here we have two Fenty Beauty blushes. Is this discontinued or was this limited edition? I can't remember. But this is the Hot Cheeks Velour Blush Lighter in Juicy Peach. This has a sheen to it, but it does not emphasize my pores at all. This one just makes your cheeks look healthy. You look alive. You look youthful. I love this one. I'm hanging on to it. And then this one is another favorite. It's the Fenty Cheeks Suede Powder Blush, and this is the shade Bacon Cakes. It's another nude. But just beautiful. It's so velvety. This one is also very velvety to the touch. I'm hanging on to this one as well. Let's check out this one from Kosas. It's the Blushes Life blush, the baked blush, I guess, and it's in the shade Thrill. I haven't used this, another one that I haven't used in quite a while. It's pretty though, right? Okay, I'm going to hang on to it and try and get more use out of it this year. Now we have from Charlotte Tilbury, the Cheek to Chic Swish and Glow Blusher in the shade Pillow Talk. This one was my favorite for a while. I mean, I still like it. I just have a hard time getting through the rest of my collection. But yeah, this one's super pretty. Hanging on to it. This is the My Mini Dream Glow Blush from Natasha Denona. I got this to do the full face of Natasha Denona, but the My Dream eyeshadow palette is my favorite out of all of my collection that I have of Natasha Denona. So I thought to pick up the mini blush, So same thing, same kind of idea. You can use each individual shade or swirl it around. But yeah, I love this one, so I'm going to hang on to it. All right, this is from Tower 28. It's the Get Set Blur and Set Matte Powder Blush, and in the shade Long Beach Iced Tea. I love this blush. Some people just think it's meh, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a combination of the formula and this particular shade. I quite like it. It's one of my favorites. Oh no, my hands are starting to react to the multiple cleanings. Anyway, I'm going to hang on to this. And here we have from Il Maquillage. I think this came in one of my Ipsy subscriptions. Oh, snap. Sorry. I'm trying to clean it off. Getting blush all over it. All right. This is the Mineral Baked Blush, and in the shade Bootylicious. That's kind of corally. I don't know if I've actually tried this out on my cheeks. So I'm going to hang on to it to make sure that I do put it on my cheeks this year. Here we have a cheek palette from Ofra. It's the Midi Palette Blossom Blush. I think you get 3 shades. A couple of mattes and a shimmery one. I tested this out in one of my Ipsy Full Face of Ipsy products video, and I think I did like it. Well, I didn't hate it, so I'm going to hang on to it because it's relatively new to my collection, and I don't really have anything that's this pink, or these shades of pink. So yes, I'm going to hang on to this one. All right, I have my super old MAC blushes left. These ones are the individuals. And this is a Pro palette. It's magnetic. You buy the pan, the refill pan, and put them inside. This I've barely touched. This one, Peachy Keen, I've repurchased numerous times. It's still a shade for the MAC blushes. Maybe it's time I purchase a new one. But yeah, I guess I'm going to put these in the declutter, but make a mental note to repurchase a new one of the Peachy Keen. This was a long time ago's limited edition release in Spaced Out. They had 2 shades, Spaced Out, and I think the other one was called X Rocks. X Rocks, I used it all up basically. I hit pan. It was a bit more vibrant. This one is quite pale. But yeah, one of those orangey leaning blushes. And then this one was my favorite before Peachy Keen for quite a long time. It's Dolly Mix. Who out there remembers Dolly Mix? It's probably super gross that I'm doing this, but pretty, right? In my younger days, when I wore more vibrant blush. And then we have a bunch of like neutral shades, a deeper berry shade, 2 deeper berry shades. I'm not going to swatch these because I think my hands are having a rough time now. But I'm going to keep this palette just for memories and nostalgia's sake. Bringing back the declutter bin. Out of 49 powder blushes, we're getting rid of 9. And here's a final shot of all of the powder blushes that I'm keeping in my collection. Let's move on to highlighters. As you can see, I don't have a whole lot of highlighters in my collection because I think it wasn't until I got this one where I actually made an effort to use highlighters. I always like the product. I feel like they look pretty, but for some reason I don't know if it's because I'm lazy or I just seem to skip this step. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's start off with the highlighter that sparked my interest into wearing more highlighter. This is from the Trap collection by Gourmand Girls, and this one is in the shade Famished. Yeah, Famished. It is so pretty. look at that. I dug into quite a bit. It's not normally this blinding on the skin. I mean, on the face. And then I got to remember to swatch on this hand because this is stained from the blushes. Anyway, this is my favorite. It's beautiful. I love the shift to it. Let's see if I can blend this out some more. I just grabbed way too much product. But yeah, it's my favorite. This one is from Essence, the Pure Nude Highlighter, and in the shade 10 Be My Highlight. I got this a while back, but in the period when I still wasn't quite into wearing highlighters. Oh, but that is pretty. That's what I really want to do this year. Not focus so much on buying new makeup, which I still probably will, but actually using the things in my collection. Look how soft and pretty that is. Okay, I'm hanging on to this one. And then we have from Fenty Beauty. This is the Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo. And in the shade Mean Money and Hustler Baby. I've barely used it. But I want to. Ooh. Wow. Okay. I really want to encourage myself to actually get some use out of it this year. We have another one from Fenty Beauty. This one's discontinued now, I think. It's the Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighter. And I think a lot of people are angry about it because it's their favorite. It became their favorite, and then they very quickly discontinued it. This is in the shade Prosecco. Oh, yeah. That is beautiful. I'm keeping this, of course. So I mainly wanted to also just touch on the products that might have a reflect off the top so it doesn't blind you guys. But this is new to my collection. I got it in an Ipsy box, the last icon box. It's the Pastel Plexi Glow Highlighter by Natasha Denona. It's super interesting. It's got a little bit of a green flip to it, but it's very pretty on the skin, and I love this packaging, so I'm keeping it. Here's another one from Natasha Denona. This is the Hygen Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier, and I got the shade Light. I wonder what the shade Medium would look like. Because I think the medium one is a little bit more gold. I prefer a little bit more goldy, champagne-y. I don't like a white or frosty type highlighter, I don't think. But this one isn't too frosty. I've tried it once, I think. Did I even try it? I can't remember. Or maybe I just put it on the tip of my nose. Anyway, it's new to my collection, so I'm hanging on to it to get more use out of it this year. Here's Makeup by Mario. Powder highlighter, soft glow highlighter in the shade Pearl. Same thing. This is newish to my collection. It came in an Ipsy subscription. It's very smooth. I'm keeping this one. Okay, this one from MAC. Same thing. It's super, super old. It's the Iridescent Powder Pressed and in the shade Star. I think it cracked at some point. It broke. It's really grainy, probably because it's super old. It barely even swatches. Yes, for sure decluttering this one. And then here's another MAC product. It's a glitter cream in Shimmerine. Again, super old. It's from my... Oh, that's kind of pretty though. It's from my just post makeup school days, something like that. I also had a lot of friends at the time who worked at MAC. So aside from face products, color cosmetics and everything else was always MAC. Here we have a MAC iridescent loose powder. What shade is this? Silver Dusk. Interesting. I don't even think I used this once. Wow, that's pretty silver. But like I said, super old, so it needs to go. Another super old MAC product, bronzing stick, but in the shade Gold Magic, which is probably why I put it with the highlighters. Wow, that is gold. Super metallic. This is being decluttered as well. Okay, this is from Chica Beauty. I think it came in one of my Ipsy subscriptions. You know what I'm wondering? Like, why does it have this on the bottom? Anyway, this is in the shade Champagne Glow. Like, why is there a... Is it dual-ended? Oh, it is. Oh my goodness. That's quite metallic. I'd still like to test it out though. Okay, let's see the stick side. Very shiny. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what this looks like on the face. All right, this is from the Adventure Time collection. It's a rainbow highlighter. It's so fun. So when we all dressed up as Adventure Time characters, I was Lady Rainicorn, so she holds a special place in my heart. But can you see that? It's a rainbow. So you can either dip into each shade, or how did I apply this? I tried to do one exact swipe across. I should have put it on the flat part of my hand. Sorry about that, but you get the idea, right? See the rainbow? How fun, right? I'm keeping this. Here is the Sephora Colorful Luminizer, and in the shade O2 Sparkling Honey. I got this a while ago, but I haven't quite used it. Oh, that is pretty. I'm going to encourage myself to get more use out of it this year. And we have this tiny little highlighter from, is it Diamantine beaming highlighter from Seraphine Botanicals, and in the shade Oyster. Ooh. I think I have tried this on my cheeks once, but I don't remember what my thoughts were. So I'm going to keep it to discover. All right, here is from Rare Beauty, a tiny sample or trial size of the liquid luminizer in Outshine. Oh, wow. That is significant. I haven't tried it yet though, so I'm going to keep it to try it. Okay, now from Fenty Beauty, we have Shimmer Skin Stick Matchstick. This one is in the shade Truffle Spark. I wonder if this is wearable on the eyes, because this is obviously... Sorry, my hand is still wet from me wiping it off. It's not the product. You know what? I'm going to keep this one. I thought I was going to declutter it, but I think I'm going to keep it and see what other uses I can get out of it. This one is in the shade Ice Cream. That's pretty. Man, I haven't used a lot of my collection Okay, and then we have the Beauty Light Wand, Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wand in Pillow Talk, Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand in Goldgasm. I got this one first. I think I've only used it a couple of times. Oops, did I just put that on the, I just put that on the wrong spot. That's where I tried to get some out. But yeah, I'm going to keep it and try and use it this year. And then this one I haven't even tried yet. Did I get this as a gift with purchase or something like that? I think I just swatched it. Ooh, let's get rid of the fluff. I would like to actually try this on the face though, so I'm keeping this one as well. Alright, so out of 20 highlighters, we're getting rid of 4. And here is the final shot of the highlighters that I'm keeping in my collection. We've made it to the final category of part 2. It's face palettes. I don't have a lot, and to be honest, I don't think I'm going to be decluttering any of them. And I apologize for the super reflective surfaces with the light. If it's glaring or like blinding you, I'm sorry. Let's go through the super reflective ones. This is from Iconic London. It's the multi-use cream blush, bronze, and highlight palette. I'm struggling with opening everything today, but this is what it looks like. I used this once or twice. I can't remember. Obviously this shade is too dark for me. These shades work pretty good, and I actually am a fan of these blushes, so I am going to hang on to this and try and get more use out of it this year. Next up, from Girlactic, we have a Blush Me and Glow face palette. This is in medium. A bit neutral and nudish, which is right up my alley. This is the highlighter, a bronzer, contour, bronzer. And then this one is the blush. Okay, how about this? Let's use this one to cover the reflective surfaces of these guys. So this is a face palette from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Nudegasm face palette. I heard awesome things about this palette, so of course I wanted to pick it up and try it out for myself. And when I got it, I actually couldn't put it down for quite a while, like maybe a month straight. This is all I used. And for the bronzer slash contour, I mix them both together. Or I start with this one and then I always finish with this one. This shade is actually not even too deep for my skin tone. See? It's quite pretty, right? But yeah, this, I think it was limited edition, maybe, but I love, love, love this face palette, so I'm keeping it. Okay, this is my Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. I'm so happy that I was able to pick this up before the new reformulation. I think it's talc free now. I keep hearing that it just doesn't compare, so this is the old one in 001 Universal. This one is more like a blush topper, bronzer topper. They're quite glowy. Your traditional highlighter, and then one more on the goldy champagne-y side. They're all super pretty. Like, look at this. I'm hanging on to this one. I guess I just said I'm hanging on to pretty much all of them, so I don't need to classify that, right? I was never really super into face palettes, so I don't know if it's because I'm aging or just, you know, being into makeup for quite a long time, because For those of you who don't know, I recently turned 45. So you know how we go through different phases with our makeup. Sometimes we like something, sometimes we like certain shades, sometimes our mood changes, sometimes our facial features change or age or whatever, and then our tastes change. And I think that's what the fun thing about makeup is there's so many options. There's so many different ways that you can express yourself, that you can be creative, or however you want to make yourself feel confident, happy with the reflection looking back at you. I don't think it's superficial at all. It really bothers me actually when people have that opinion about makeup, thinking that like, oh, it's unnecessary. It's just like saying that some shoes are unnecessary, right? Or collecting stamps is unnecessary. Sorry, I don't intend to knock anybody's hobbies. I'm just saying that with makeup and wanting to make yourself feel pretty or have more confidence, or even just to see some color on your face, it's like putting on clothing. It's like putting on an outfit. Obviously we don't walk around naked, not even to say that your face needs clothing, but I hope you get the point that I'm making. Okay, let's get through the Hourglass palettes so the reflections don't bother you guys any longer. This is the Horse palette. It was last year's exclusive for Sephora. This one and the Swan one that I'm going to show you next quickly became my two favorites out of all of the palettes that I have. And I don't have very many. Like some people collect these since they came out for a bunch of years. But this one I really, really enjoy. This is the highlighter. These are the 3 blushes, bronzer, and the finishing powder. The finishing powder is Soft Light, I believe. Yes, Soft Light is one of my favorites, and I have 2 of them. This one is also in one of last year's palettes. This is the Swan palette that I was just talking about. It was also released this year. The Swan palette and the Horse palette were both kind of intended in general for medium skin tones or light medium to medium. This is what it looks like. So here we have the bronzer, highlighter. This is the finishing powder in Dim Light, I'm pretty sure, which is my other favorite. So I'm super happy. Maybe that's why these 2 are my favorite. And then 3 blushes. Hourglass palettes don't really swatch that well. The swatches don't do the product justice is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, super pretty palette. I love this one. Now we're on to last year's releases. This is the Lotus palette and intended for deeper skin tones, although I can use pretty much all of these shades. Even the finishing powder, this one, I use it kind of as a bronzer. Actually, I do have a video showcasing a full face of only using these palettes. But yeah, I'm actually happy to have one in a deeper selection of shades. Then we have the Evil Eye. This is the one that was intended for medium, light medium to medium skin tones. This one also has a soft light. This one from last year out of the 3 was my favorite, mainly because I got the most use out of it. But yeah, this one is super pretty as well. All right, and the last one that I have is the Dragon palette. I mainly got the dragon palette because my daughter is a dragon, my dad's a dragon, my late grandmother was a dragon. Actually, both my late grandmothers were dragons, and this is more in the style of the Chinese dragon. So of course I wanted to have this palette. I can still use it. It's a bit light for me, but the blushes work. The bronzer, I have to be careful. It arrived loose, but it's not damaged, so I can still use it, but it's just not secure in there. See? It comes out. But in general, I'm not really a complainer, or I may vent to my friends or take note of such things, but not to the point where I'm going to spend the time and energy to contact Hourglass to try and get a replacement. I mean, it still works. And this is the palette that I use the least, so I don't need to worry that it's not okay for me to travel with it. I usually keep it at home anyway. I love these palettes. I love the Hourglass formula. Okay, and now onto this one. This is the Mermaid Magic Face Palette by Gourmand Girls. This was released with the Call of the Sirens palette back, I think, was it the spring of last year? I think so. But this is my first face palette from an indie brand, and I love it. Look at this. How fun. These colors are super bright, but just like the Singe Beauty blushes, these shades are very wearable. Like, they're quite flattering on the skin. Very soft. And even though this one's super pigmented, when it's on a brush, it actually deposits better on the face. But yeah, look how pretty and fun these shades are. Alright, and then the highlighters in this palette also look a little bit intimidating, but they're not. Like, they are super impactful, but they go better on the face than you think they would. Look at that. I'm not really a blue highlighter type person, but the pink reflect in it makes it look kind of purpley. But yeah, look at how cool, right? And look at my fingertips. That's so pretty. Actually, correction, this palette's highlighters piqued my interest into highlighters. And then when I purchased that single trapped highlighter, also from Gourmand Girls, that's what solidified my interest into highlighters this year. Like I've said before, I'm normally not a highlighter person, but come on. Alright, and now on to our last face palette. This is from Pat McGrath. It's the cheek palette, and it's called the Divine Blush and Glow Cheek Palette in the shade Nude Venus. This was sent to me by my good friend Christy. Thank you again so much, Christy. This has become one of my favorites. I've been using it pretty much every single day since it was sent to me. I think this one is the shade Nude Venus. Desert Orchid, and then other shades, but they're just beautiful. And actually, this palette, I have a couple of Pat McGrath products. One is an eyeshadow palette, and I think I have a couple of her lipsticks. But this palette is what inspired me to utilize the Pat McGrath Black Friday sale, and I got a full face of products. That video is also coming up sometime soon. But yeah, this I love. And even this highlighter, so pretty. Thank you again so much, Christy. Alright, I didn't declutter anything out of these products. I didn't even count them actually. Wait, 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 face palettes, and that wraps up part 2 of my declutter series. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for hanging in there, for taking time out of your day to hang out with me, to go through my collection with me. I appreciate you all so much. I think part 3, if all goes well, everything goes as planned, part 3 is going to be lip products. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, or if it's nighttime for you, I hope you get a good night's rest. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Oh, ha ha!